We back. Whew. Back at it, it's your boy Intro the Intern. And this episode is about resources. So, welcome. Haven't done my intro in a while. This is Info with Intro Podcast. And today we're going to talk about resources and how important it is to be resourceful. Okay, so let me start by saying I hope you guys been on the site. Make sure you log on to www.introtheintern.com. I got winter hats, got trucker hats, I got all kind of hats. I got ski masks, I got windbreaker suits, I got sweatsuits, I got jackets, such as the one I have on right now. I have leather jackets, music, whatever you feel like you can support, it'll be greatly appreciated so I could keep this going. So without any further ado, we're gonna get into resources. So the first thing I got on my list is speed, and more importantly, speed of execution. So on my notes here, I have that when you have gear, editing tools, and systems ready, you can capture and publish content immediately instead of waiting. That's very crucial 2026 and beyond. You need to be able to have a system built. That system can be how you organize your computer, where and how you set up your lights. Also, the same applies for the camera, how you chop up your footage, how you clean, basically, how you do everything. You gotta have the resources so you can just go in and maximize on your speed. That is essential. That's going to cut a lot of time wasting and it's going to put you ahead of your competitors. Don't stress that enough. Number two, you have control over your narrative. So, owning your production means you control how your story, brand, and messaging are presented. What I mean by that is you are your own resource, your production, whatever that's involved, you have something that's resourceful, not only to yourself, but to other people. So if you own your own production, you're already steps ahead of other people. It could be having a line of cameras, it could be, having a crew, whatever you need to execute AI, whatever your production is, music, composition, things to help you create the composition, editing, whatever it is, it's going to ultimately help you. Um, Cost efficiency. Number three, cost efficiency over time. Upfront investments in equipment and access reduces long-term outsourcing costs. So like I said, you're going to own your drones. If you do a lot of drone shots, your cameras. If you have multiple angles, you might need two cameras, you know, lighting, location or locations. All of these are resources, and being able to do the best upfront investment on these resources, these equipments that you're gonna need, will reduce having to reach out and outsource all the time. You being able to edit instead of having to outsource and then go to another. It's still a source. You're still resourceful, but now you're outsourcing. So you're reaching out of what you own, out of your resources. It's still a resource, but you want to try to keep everything in house. And then, when you got to delegate that job or whatever, you could do that. Try to keep it in-house. It's going to save you money in the long term. Headaches, speed, deadlines being met, etc. Number 4, consistency builds authority. So when resources are available, you can post regularly, consistently, which increases trust and brand positioning. So that's self-explanatory. You need to be able to have an edge against your competitors. You need to be able to have an edge to even compete in the market. There's people out there that want to consume what you're trying to sell, what you're trying to promote, what you're trying to inform, what story you're trying to tell, whatever. You need to have your resources so you can be able to execute quickly and keep your brand up at the same time. Excuse me. And having those resources, being able to execute quick, is going to make people trust your brand. And your brand is going to grow. It's going to grow to a whole nother level because, you have your resources ready to go and you're utilizing it. So that's the key. Okay, moving on. Number 5, higher production quality equals higher perceived value, clean audio, and sharp visuals directly influence how premium your brand feels. So the higher the production quality, the higher they will perceive your value. Remember what I said, perception is reality. So if you look and you're perceived from your quality high, then they're going to say, hey, this person brand is high quality. This person brand is luxurious. This person's brand is premium. This person's brand needs to be put next to the other top brands. And that starts with being resourceful. Most successful brands and businesses are successful because they are resourceful. When they say, oh, these people got money, it's not money, it's resources that can equate to money, but it's connections, it's multiple things, network, and all of these things, knowledge, the resources at your fingertips. And the number one resource is the phone. If you have a phone, this is your number one resource that you need. Internet, Wi-Fi, and make it happen. Make your phone calls, make your emails, social media, your Google searches, your Chat GPT, your friend. Make it happen. Number 6, quick response to opportunities. If a trend, a client wins, or event happens, you can document and leverage it instantly. So being resourceful, having powerful but small and portable is the key when you're out and about. Samsung or iPhone, whichever, you know, having DJI Osmo, I don't care if it's Meta glasses, things that are going to be able to capture that opportunity that you could then promote. So without having these resources, some people look at them as just devices. I look at them as a resource because if you don't have it, you're not going to be able to utilize it and take advantage of the opportunity to then leverage. So if there's something major going on, especially with your brand, and you were able to take a picture, do a video, capture it there, high quality at that, guess what? Now you can promote it online, and then someone else who's a fan or potential fan sees that and now your brand goes up because you were able to capture the moment. So being resourceful is going to require to having a resource that can help you expand your brand by taking advantage of these opportunities that will bring you leverage. Okay, moving on. So number 7, increase content volume. More access equals more repurposing, podcast clips, reels, YouTube ads, website content. So that would fall under cameras, audio, graphic design, and video editing. Definitely laptops. This is a resource. Not just any laptop, but a powerful laptop that can execute these tasks that I told you, giving you the podcast clips, giving you reels, your phone. But I prefer this at this point so you can really dive in. Have an AI come in there and help you out, whatever task you need, but learning that. So that's also a resource. The laptop is definitely a resource. Having multiple purposes, repurposing your video, you can't do it without having a resource such as this or this to be able to execute that job. So you got to be resourceful. Number 8, monetization, flexibility. With audio and video resources, you can create courses, podcasts, ad creatives, paid ads, membership content. So, like I said, you need a camera, you need a screen, you need lighting, multiple cameras, your laptop to edit, laptops also upload, or phone to edit, phone to upload, but I prefer the laptop. And then you're going to need a bigger screen like a television to view it for color correction purposes. Make sure everything's on point. And you can roll in the dough. You can't make these courses, podcasts, membership content if you don't you don't do the proper investment in the first place with the proper resource so you can be able to execute. This is equipment. This is a laptop, yes, but this is a resource. This is something you can run to and you can use over and over and over again to help your brand, help your business function in this society, and also have a, if you have a really dope laptop, then you're ahead of the game, you know? You can edit stuff quicker, you can put stuff out, your speed, your time is flawless. Number 9, client attraction. So professional content attracts higher value clients who expect quality. So, yeah, you're going to get those high paying jobs, or you're going to be able to rub your elbows with, as they say, network, stand close to people who are high value, who also have a big business going on for them, who also have a big brand going on for them. And they like what you got going on, but they also expect you to deliver something of high value, high quality. And guess what? Because you got the resources, you can most definitely do it. Most definitely. And that's key. And then you could be consistent about it and keep on delivering, and you're going to grow with them and build better relationships and other contracts. And it's going to get crazy. You're going to have so much opportunities. You're going to be like, wow, I can't believe it. But it's the resources and how you use it. All right, let's move on. Number 10, brand longevity. So, video and audio assets become long term digital property that continues to market your brand. So, these, even the Instagram, you got the TikToks, you got the YouTube, any social media that requires video or audio to be uploaded is a resource within itself. It's helping you to store your footage or whatever you're doing, put your message out there, and it's there forever, especially if it's high quality. It'll help you with longevity. So you need even that as a resource. So you could be able to make money while you sleep, which is a great thing. Okay, let's move on. Number 11, internal communication. You can create training videos, onboarding materials, and internal brand messaging. So, yeah, it's like what I'm doing right now. I wouldn't be able to do it without the resource of the camera. I wouldn't be able to do it without the resource of even the internet is a resource. High speed internet. Let's not forget that. How can we forget that? This, all of this would not be possible if you don't have that connection with the people, and the connection is the internet. This is a video being recorded and it's going to be edited, but it's not going to go nowhere if we don't have another resource, which is internet, good internet, high speed internet at that. You can't work without internet. And that's going to help you to create these training videos if you want to get into that. Everything, onboard materials, whatever you want. These are all extra resources for other people that you can capitalize off of. Number 12, data collection and optimization. With consistent content production, you can track analytics and refine strategy. So that would be, like I said, Instagram or your email marketing. You have your website. You might want to dive into your analytics. Where you're going to get analytics? That's a resource. That's a major resource. That's letting you know who's viewing, who's watching, where they're from, how old are they. That data is necessary. That is a resource that's being offered now on most platforms. Some you got to pay, some you don't. But that's also a resource. This is why everything I'm mentioning is the reason why resources is important. Let's move on. Number 13, independence from gatekeepers. Ooh, my favorite. You don't need media outlets to tell your story. You become your own channel. So, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, even these things, your own website, first and foremost, that should be number one on the list. Those things are going to allow you to not only connect with your future customers, fans, clients, your collaborators, peers, but it's going to stop you from having to rely on a gatekeeper. I hate gatekeepers. I hate the name gatekeeper. Why is it there? Why is there someone trying to stop you or tax you for you to advance? The difference between work for hire and a gatekeeper. This is someone that constantly wants to be in your way, making sure you stay at a level and constantly paying them either attention, money, labor, whatever. So I'm glad that they have these resources that you can build on your own and take advantage so you can move without having to deal with a gatekeeper. Okay, making sure it's still on. Okay, number 14, improve audience connection. Audio and video creates emotional engagement that text alone cannot. So that microphone, that camera is helping you. It's the lighting, everything, the editing with the laptop. It's helping you to engagement, emotional. These are the things that's going to help you with making the client see we're not face to face. So this is the best thing that you can have. Be able to connect. We're humans, so we have to connect on emotional. This is the perfect time to be emotional and have that emotional connection, that give that personality. Find people who are like minded, who want to share what you got going on. So these resources are very important. Number 15, I said this prior, competitive advantage. Many business talk about content, fewer execute at high quality consistency. So if you could find something that could deliver speed, high quality, man, it's a game changer. I'll tell you that right now. It's a game changer. Not only are you going to be able to have an edge for yourself, but you're going to have an edge and you're going to blow past your competitors in no time. So you got to make sure that you learn. And now that you learn, you make sure these resources is being used to its maximum potential. So you can have maximum advantage over your competitors. Number 16, brand documentation. Behind the scenes footage and archives create long term storytelling leverage. Another thing, another resource could be a second cameraman or a tripod that you could just simply put. So if you don't have a tripod or you don't have the new things with like a magnetic holder where you put the smaller cameras like a DJI Osmo Pocket 3 and it just, or even your phone where you have a suction, a magnetic hold onto the suction, and you quickly get that photo with the timer on or behind the scenes. It's only you around. Tripods, suction cups with magnet holds on it, or magnets in general that work with phones, so you get the behind the scenes while you're doing. So maybe you're the cameraman and you want something to be shooting behind you, or maybe a drone now that follows. They got drone AIs now, like the DJI Neo. I have that. I'm gonna display that soon, where it could follow you. So now you got a cameraman, quote unquote, but it's all about what? Capturing the moment. So, and that builds up the brand. Number 17, crisis management. If reputation issues arise, you can address your audience directly and immediately. So, there's a lot of haters out here. A lot of people that's gonna want to tarnish your reputation, or you could just be in situations where things go wrong and then your reputation gets shot for whatever reason. Whether it's a hater, whether it was you want to have a resource of someone who could clean it up, a good publicist. That's a resource. Management, resource, an agent, whatever. You need those people. Those are resourceful individuals. Very resourceful. Number 18, scalability. Need to be able to scale, right? Once systems are in place, you can batch created content and scale output. So, like I said, having these high quality resources allow you these fast. Sometimes you can have good equipment, but it's slow or it's glitchy or it needs to be updated. So, you want to make sure all of these things that you have are updated, battery power, good battery, don't drain. Like another thing, you want to have some with good battery life. You don't want to keep on plugging things in, having so much batteries on you. It's okay, but you just, or maybe you might have a power bank. Let's say you can't run away from that, but you have like a portable, powerful power bank that could charge everything up. That's another resource that you might need. Maybe where you going, you might not find an outlet. Remember, you got to save yourself. So now you got something. And if it's solar power, even better. Nice sunny day. And that's going to help you to get these contents, batch them up, and distribute them quick. They got cameras now that beam all your footage directly to your phone so you could just put it up online real quick, edit real fast and put it up. But the footage, there's no computer needed. Or even if or no cord, maybe you do need a computer and no cord, you just wireless. So these things, these resources give you leverage, make things faster, scale, quick. Number 19, cross-platform leverage. Let's go dive in there. So one recording can fuel your Instagram, your TikTok, your YouTube, your LinkedIn, your website, your email campaign. That's 5 different audiences. Now the audiences might follow all of these, but people nowadays might just only be the email person, or they might just be suffice with the website, or they might be suffice with just the LinkedIn, the Facebook, the YouTube, the TikTok. So it's your job to use these and Respect them as resources and take advantage and have that one video and upload them to each site so that each app now so that you can have maximum visibility, which is going to give you leverage because you're growing in front of that same audience. And the last one, number 20, asset creation versus expense spending. Audio and video production creates digital assets, not just temporary posts. So, with all of these things being used as resources, the speed, the battery life, the camera or multiple cameras, the stands, the magnetic holds, all of these, the internet, the social media, the end of the day, you're using these resources to create digital assets, which means each video can potentially bring you money if you do it right. Each one, not just one video, each video, each short. So even if you have one video and you chop it up into 20 videos, those 20 videos could bring you a minimum 20 people. So there's money to be made, there's growth to be made. So that's pretty much it. That's all I got to say about this topic. Broke it down for you. Be resourceful. Now, I want you guys to make sure you log on to www.introtointern.com. Support your boy. Now I'm about to go into the archives and I'm going to see what I could play. Let's go back to Masterpiece 2. I'm going to play Psycho.
Speeding through life like Turbo. Braveheart, I call him Rambo. Niggas loaded with the ammo. Outside, it's full of psycho. Speeding through life like Turbo. Braveheart, I call him Rambo. Niggas loaded with the ammo.
Outside,
it's full of psycho. I said you gotta watch your back when you walk in the streets. Gotta watch your back, cause you driving with the heat. Dodging police. Matter of fact, gotta watch for the skis. Talking about niggas with the mask that you can't see. Nah, a lost soul that you can't beat. Nah, I try not to judge cause he was me. I try not to nudge if I see the peace. Speeding through life like Turbo. Braveheart, I call him Rambo. Niggas loaded with the ammo. Outside, it's full of psycho. Speeding through life like Turbo. Braveheart, I call him Rambo. Niggas loaded with the ammo. Outside, it's full of psycho. Psycho that we gotta stop. My mama always talk about the Bible lie. I tell her I believe I ain't gonna stop. But the devil right there, he wanna get me high. I said the devil right there, he wanna get me shot. The devil right there, he wanna get me locked. The devil right there, I gotta pray to God. The devil right there, but I'ma make it out. Speeding through life like Turbo. Braveheart, I call him Rambo. Niggas loaded with the ammo. Outside, it's full of psycho. Speeding through life like Turbo. Braveheart, I call him Rambo. Niggas loaded with the ammo. Outside, it's full of psycho.
It's full of psychos. I hope y'all found this educational. It's your boy Intro to Intern, and I'm out.